I wanted to sit down and share what I believe has been the single best financial decision I've made in my 20s so far. And in a future video, I'm also going to flip this around and talk about the worst financial decision I've made. But before I get into it, I want to hear from you. What's been your best financial decision that you've made up to this point in your life? Drop it down in the comments because a lot of times the ideas and experiences you guys share end up helping people way more than just this video alone. So my best financial decision, hands down, was maxing out my 401k for the first 3 years of my career. And I'll be honest with you, at the time, I didn't fully understand how big of a move that actually was. I just knew it was probably a smart thing to do, and I trusted the people around me who were a little bit further ahead because all the people that I looked up to at work maxed out their 401k and they had a really nice portfolio. But looking back now, that one decision to prioritize investing early in my 20s is ultimately what's going to give me my financial freedom. The only reason I even started doing this in the first place was because I had solid mentors at work who were constantly talking about taking advantage of the 401k, getting the company match, and just not wasting those early years. And at that point, I really didn't know much about personal finance. I just had enough awareness to listen and take action. Part of the reason I even wanted to make this video is because I know not everyone has that person or that mentor in their life. So if I can be a voice for you online, even just a little bit, then it's worth putting this out there. And you can take it or leave it, but at least you've heard it. And the other thing people don't think about is how much easier this investing thing gets if you take it seriously early in your 20s. Which is why I have my best financial decision is maxing out my 401k. Because once life starts getting more expensive for you, let's say you got a family, kids, house, you might not have the same ability to be this aggressive with your investing. So by front loading those investment decisions now, I've basically built a strong foundation that I could later lean on if I need to ease up on my investments. So right now inside of my 401k, I'm keeping it simple with 60% allocated to the S&P 500 and 40% in a growth ETF. That discipline to invest has started to spill over into everything else I'm doing financially. Because now I've got a Roth IRA, an HSA, and a brokerage account all working alongside it. And sitting here with my 401k approaching around $200,000 already, it really starts to click how powerful this stuff is. Even though I know long term I'm probably going to need somewhere in that $7 to $10 million range to retire and live the lifestyle that I want, which I know sounds absolutely insane to some people. But if you actually think about the kind of lifestyle that you want, the freedom that you want, and how long retirement can last, it starts to make more sense. Like, I realistically believe you can probably get away with $4 million for retirement, but to be comfortable retirement, I think you need $7 to $10 million. And I'm talking about those people that are in their 20s because I'm 27 years old now. So I'm thinking about retirement when I'm 60 years old. It's going to look different for those people that are in their 30s or 40s already. And that's why getting money invested early and letting time do the heavy lifting for you is so important. So, yes, that's my best financial decision, but I also have two honorable mentions here. My first honorable mention, and this might go against what a lot of people are expecting to hear, but for me, that's actually not buying a house yet, because by choosing to rent instead of locking myself into a mortgage, I've been able to keep a level of flexibility that's honestly been huge for my career and my finances over the past few years. I've moved twice in the last 5 years for job opportunities, and I didn't have to stress about selling a house, having to time the market, paying realtor fees, or potentially just losing money because I want to get out of the property. And that kind of freedom is something people really underestimate when they rush into buying a house too early. At the same time, I actually enjoy renting right now because it fits into the stage of life that I'm in, especially with my fiance and I knowing that we're likely going to have to move again in the near future. So locking ourselves into a house just doesn't align with where we're headed. On top of that, we're currently in a really solid rental situation where we've got a good deal on our rent, and knock on wood, the price hasn't been creeping up on us like it has for a lot of people, which gives us even more room to stay patient with buying a house. Instead of rushing into homeownership just because it feels like the next step, we're focused on investing and setting ourselves up for our future family, so that when we do decide to buy, we're doing it from a better position instead of feeling pressured to buy. The second honorable mention for me, and this one is just a little less talked about, but I think it matters more than people realize, is spending money on high quality things that I actually use every single day. For example, something as simple as your bed setup, your pillows, your mattress. Most people are out here sleeping on rocks, and then they wonder why they don't feel rested. But if you invest in a sleep setup that actually supports you, you're improving your sleep, your energy, and your overall performance every single day. I like those hard but memory foam pillows. And to me, that's the best $200 I've ever spent because those pillows are goated and they've lasted me like 5 years and are still going strong. A good mattress is the same way. You can buy it once every like 10 years and you're going to be set. And honestly, same thing goes with shoes. You're on your feet all day, moving around, going to work, running if that's what you're into. So I would recommend that you don't cheap out on your shoes. I am no shoe connoisseur by any means, but I like those Adidas Ultra Boost, and that's pretty much what I get every single year. And then I just switch up the color. And I almost put buying a car in this category too for the honorable mention because there is something to be said about having a reliable and comfortable vehicle that you enjoy driving every single day, especially if you commute a lot. But I held off on that one because the price range can get out of hand really quick. And you can still get something dependable that gets the job done without stretching your budget thin. It was a kind of a dumb decision, but also kind of an okay one. But right when I graduated college, I bought a brand new 2022 Subaru Outback. And yes, the lesbian mobile, I know. And it really has been a great car for me. During that time, buying new was pretty much the same price as buying a used car, just a few years old. So I had pulled the trigger and just went ahead and bought a new car. Now that car is going to last me 200,000 plus miles, and it's really enjoyable to ride, and I drive it every single day. And I'm getting what I paid for with this car. So I really don't think it was a terrible financial decision, but by no means was it my best. So that's all I had for the best financial decisions that I've made with some honorable mentions. Like I said earlier in this video, if you have any amazing financial decisions that you've made, I'd love for you to share them in the comments. And if you stayed all the way to the end of this video, you are an OG. As always, I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.